Good morning. Day 3, not a bad one either. I'll be heading from here, Lake Rotoitii, to the Porika Track, which will take me over pretty steep route to Lake Rotorua, and from then I'll go to Murchison and I will end up at Westport. I'll stay there the night before I attack the Denniston route on day 4. So today I'll be doing a couple of Josh Martin's tracks, GPX tracks from his website, and I'll have quite a lot of fun doing that. He's put a lot of time into it and building his website up, and I'm benefiting from it, so I'm going to have a good day. So catch you later. I wanted to check out Doc's teetotal track for future reference, because that would have been plan B last night had I not been lucky enough to score an unbooked 10 site. Not really suitable for tents. Oh yeah, could have put a tent down there. I'm 6k in from the main road, and we take the right branch, and I call that officially the start of the Porika Track. So bring it on. Last time I came here was the Africa Twin about 3 years ago, and the first creek in had a front wheel fly out, and it said I was doing 18 kilometres an hour and needed room on my, well, that didn't lie. I lost a lot of confidence in creek crossing on that incident for that year. I gained it back on this little thing, but yeah, it wasn't a good incident. The Porika Track, quite a challenge on a big bike if you've got a lot of gear on, and be very steep down the other side, and if it's had a lot of four-wheel drives action, there's fist-sized rocks everywhere, and yeah, can be tricky. That's the culprit. Slippery as.
For heaven's sake, the creek barely covered my tyres. My tyre hit a dead flat rock which was angled down to the left. At that speed, the way the bike fell would have been extremely damaging if not for the crash bars. I was amazed how much energy they absorbed. The only damage, believe it or not, was the right foot mount, which is 15 degrees closer to the back axle. And to be honest, I didn't notice until I got back home after the trip. I was enjoying getting back off the black stuff, and for sure a few more horsepower would have been handy. Truckloads of new gravel was gobbling up Rigamortis' power, but I was making the most of it and having a damn good time. I uploaded a comprehensive video of this track 2 or 3 years ago when I rode my Africa Twin, so I'm not going into an extended recording of this journey. I'll leave a link to that video below.
We've just come down from there. Rotorua. Whew, hard work. Did he get past your bike okay? He just needed a bit of urging, eh? He's only got you see his tyres doing a lot of the suspension work as well.
The 10 kilometres across the Porika Track to Lake Rotoitii can be quite challenging, especially with a large fully loaded bike. This was back in 2022. Last time I tackled the Porika, I misjudged a steep downhill corner and ended up fracturing the scaphoid bones in both hands. I still managed to push through and complete the tour, but by the time I got back to the North Island, my doctor wasn't exactly thrilled that I'd waited 3 weeks to see her. Now I'm dealing with the consequences. Rheumatism in my right hand that makes riding on tarmac tough, let alone off-road.
Bike went well. Unfortunately, the IMU, the mapping is really snatchy. I do a lot of clutch slipping to sort of smooth out the clutch, the snatching. It makes the bike really hard to ride. It's hard enough doing challenging stuff without having to feather the clutch. But hey, I not complain. It is what it is. So I think the quickest way to cool down would be just hop on the bike and go. I've got Murchison. Might stop and have an early lunch. We'll see how it goes. We've got some nice country to go through yet, so watch the space. Another river is born. And the river that comes out of the Lake Rotoitii, that's a big mother too. Look at that. Oh, I think we shut the left. From memory. Braeburn, yeah, Braeburn Track. Let's do it. 32 kilometres. Yeah, I believe it's a very pleasant ride.
I was feeling great having enjoyed my ride through the Porika Track. The thought of a same-day return crossing was tempting. There's something exhilarating about exploring new terrain, and I know I'm not alone in that thrill. Now, here I am cruising down a gently widening valley, soaking in the gravel road and effortless scenery. 3 fords lie ahead, while stands of shady beech trees punctuate the landscape, offering welcome variety on an otherwise scorching day.
No trains coming, no jet boats. Right, they'll be alright. I've seen a lot of people in Australia that really hurt on those type of fords. You've got to do it so smooth because they're so mossy and slimy. The front wheel just goes whoop. And before you know, you've got a broken arm.
Murchison was humming in smack of the holiday season. I made an attempt to get a bite to eat, but my aversion to crowds kicked in and I couldn't hit the road quick enough. Besides, I was keen to check out one of Josh Martin's adventure guide tracks. Not far from Murchison and only 9.5 kilometres past the Buller Gorge Bridge to Little Deep Creek River and the Wilkins Track.
Just over there, that's the start of Little Deep Creek. One of Josh Martin's. I'm going to have a look. There's the road down there. I've just started. So let's see if we can get this to work. Oh, looking good. Oh, yeah. Oh, how about that?
In reality, I only needed the GPS to find the start of the Wilkins Little Deep Creek track. It's a delightful 4-kilometre diversion hidden close to the main road, and once the height is gained, follows parallel to the main road.
screwed up. I should have gone another direction. I came down here and fortunately I stopped and I thought, you know, that doesn't add up. It doesn't add up, and sure enough it's just a little service for that. So there's no way I would have turned the bike around with all this gear on. I saw a flat down there. I was able to turn. Now if I can load this up I should be able to shoot up through there. Oh, cool breeze. I'm melting. I won't go down there again. I got the bike back up to there and unloaded all the stuff and brought it up to there. Got the bike up and then I got up here okay. So the journey continues.
That was one sweet little ride. I wouldn't have missed it for quids. Now for Westport and my bed for the night, 74 kilometres further on. I saw a photo of that handrail in Westport's information centre years ago. The Buller River was across the road. Super incomprehensible and scary. When I checked into my cabin in Westport, I met Jimmy Ellison, an enthusiastic follower of my adventure channel. His energy was contagious, and over a couple of beers we quickly struck up a great conversation. Later we headed into town and found ourselves at a buzzing sports cafe where we spent an hour immersed in our shared interests. The fresh fish was a definite highlight, delicious and memorable. And that's what I like about adventure riding. You always meet interesting people. Thanks for watching. My next upload, day 3, I ride from Denniston across the Mackley River to Anungahur on my way to Reefton. On the way, I explore a couple of Josh Martin's adventure guide routes. Stay safe and may the force be with you.